Valorant's 2025 season of lore has officially come to an end, but a lot happened this year in the lore. Omega Earth's Atlas trying to steal one of Alpha Earth's cities, Phoenix attempting to reconnect with his sister after years of ignoring his life outside of Valorant, Killjoy died, and Tejo, Waylay, and Veto were recruited. In this video, I'll be explaining the lore arc from V25 and providing some theories for the question that was left unanswered. What does it cost Sage to resurrect someone? Cause that is not looking good. The story started with the recruitment of Tejo. Tejo is an old military man and information specialist. He somehow found out that Alpha Earth was getting multiple incursions from Omega Earth that were going under Valorant's radar, even though Valorant and Omega Earth's existence are not known to the general public. Somehow Tejo knew. So Tejo parachutes out of a plane into Val HQ and marches right into the command center to talk to Brimstone. But Brim was not happy at all to see him. And it wasn't just because Tejo was an unannounced visitor. No, it's because Brim and Tejo know each other. They used to be part of the same military group called the Ragged Ravens back in the day. Brim's childhood best friend, Tariq Porter, was also part of the Ragged Ravens, and while on mission together, Tariq died. Brimstone blames Tejo for it. However, the news Tejo brought was so serious that it couldn't be ignored despite their history. Brim asks Killjoy to please recheck anyways. It won't be the standard Legion signature, so have Viper and Vice look as well. I'm going to kick Tejo off this island for wasting our time. I want our data rock solid. The Legion signatures referenced here are the Omega particles that Omega Earth's Valorant Legion leave behind when they come over to Alpha Earth. KJ can track these Omega particles to know when legions come over. Tejo claims that the VALORANT Protocol has missed incursions, but KJ hasn't been able to detect any Omega signatures at all. So who's behind all this? While the team works to figure it out, they discover that Tejo is right. There are incursions happening under their noses, and there's one happening in Thailand that they must attend to. Tejo has someone perfect in mind to help the team.
We are facing a serious threat. As of now, these kids you've trained aren't going to cut it. You need someone who can keep the younger ones in line. Talk shit with them, talk business with us. I have someone in mind. Lucky for you, she's been working with me for a long time. I'll make the introduction.
And it's none other than Waylay. The VP sends a team of Phoenix, Brimstone, Tejo, Raze, and Vice to a shipping port in Bangkok. As they fight though, Phoenix, the normally confident one, freezes up completely. This is so unlike him, but thankfully Waylay arrives, snaps him out of it, and they win the fight. Waylay gets recruited to Valorant as the 28th agent, a Radiant who can transform into light itself. After this, the team determines that these invaders are Omega Earth's interdimensional defense force called Atlas. We first saw Atlas in episode 5 when the map Pearl was released. The VP was going to Omega Earth, and Atlas was there to stop any invaders from entering through Omega's portals. Now they've upgraded their gear and are on the offensive for some reason. Turns out, Atlas is stealing Radianite fuel from Kingdom sites all over the world. A lot of fuel. Tejo digs into this and reports,
I reviewed the team's routine report on Omega activity. Something caught my eye. There is an increase in military-grade energy production and transport. It is behavior I have seen before when my old clients in weapons R&D would bring a project into full production. The Omega markets are different than ours, it is true, but I don't like the smell of it. Someone is building something, hermano, something big. It behooves us to find out what.
Atlas is building something big, similar to the projects Tejo has seen in weapons research and development, which can't be good. The team needs to find Atlas's trail and figure out what they're up to. KJ makes a breakthrough and discovers that Atlas has been stealing Alpha Radianite signatures to conceal themselves, and that's why they weren't being detected. Now the plan is for KJ to isolate commonalities in the Radianite signatures they've stolen to detect their next incursion. They'll go to the site and plant tracers on Atlas so they can figure out where their base of operations is on Omega. It's going to be incredibly risky, but it's their only shot. As they prepare, Waylay's been working hard in the background to make the team more unified. Before, they were a bunch of highly talented individuals, but struggled with some teamwork. Phoenix and Jet especially. And Phoenix has more than teamwork to work on. Remember when I said he completely froze up on the battlefield in Bangkok? Yeah, that was really bad. The team is worried about him, recognizing that this is something deeper than just a one-off fluke. Waylay says, Psy pulled the data. Phoenix's outgoing calls are more or less non-existent. His external inbox has years worth of unreads. I think we're looking at this wrong, Brim. I don't care about how he's fighting. This is all about the why. He's been Agent Phoenix nonstop. When was the last time he was just Jamie? Phoenix's real name is Jamie Adeyemi, and ever since he's been recruited to Valorant, he's largely ignored the outside world. His past is finally catching up to him, and he has to face it. His younger sister Mary has been trying to call him, but he hasn't been picking up. Until, after all this, he finally decides to call her back. Listen to these voicemails they left each other.
Yo, baby sis, giving me a taste of my own medicine, huh? Not picking up? Right. Sorry I missed your call. Calls, yeah. Been meaning to call you earlier, just, you know how it is? Hope Lagos is treating you alright. Send Auntie Bookie my best. Last we spoke, you were back home in London. No, that must have been years ago, man. Whew. Told Mum I visit soon too, but things keep popping up. My mind's all scrambled. Just work stuff, I guess. Makes me miss home a bit more. Anyway, not your concern. Just been thinking about you as all. Be nice to catch up. How's the music going? You a superstar yet? I want to know everything. Call me back.
What's up, Jamie? It's Mary. I got your message. It was 3 a.m. in Lagos, so I was sleeping. For real though, it was nice hearing from you. It's been so long, bro. I almost forgot what you sounded like. I was actually back in Peckham recently. I had like a little gig down at Bossop House. You remember that place? On the way to school. It's still weird being home, man. But it did bring back some nice memories of you and me. Okay. So, I've been trying to call because I've written this song and it's releasing soon. Don't freak out, but it's about you and that night. Jamie, whenever I try to talk to you about it, you just shut down, and I need to get it out, okay? Just give me a call. I won't ask about what you're up to because I know you can't tell me. I just want a chat with my bro. A proper one.
Mary is going to be debuting a new song, Ego, that she wrote about them and their past. She's going to be performing it soon and wants him to be there. Phoenix originally asked for leave to go see her debut, but he suddenly canceled it so that he could be on the mission team to put tracers on Atlas. KJ detected an Atlas incursion in Toronto, Canada, so a team consisting of Brimstone, Killjoy, Raze, Reyna, and Phoenix head there. The tracers are planted successfully, but in the process, KJ gets fatally wounded. Aboard Valorant's VLTR Vulture aircraft, she dies. We see the fear, sadness, and anguish across the team's face as they're helpless in that moment. It spurs memories of their pasts. Brimstone remembers when his best friend Tariq died in his arms during that military mission. Reyna and Phoenix remember their experience of First Light. First Light was a global, supercharged Radianite event in which a sudden flash consumed the globe. Electrical grids and power systems worldwide shut off. Civilization was plunged into darkness for a few tense hours before, just as mysteriously, power was restored and engines hummed back to life. The sky shifted colors and beams of purple came down. Those with certain genetics reacted to the large amounts of Radianite and became Radiants. Reyna and her little sister Lucia were on the beaches of Mexico when it started, and Lucia suddenly fainted. Ever since, she's been extremely ill. It's likely that during First Light is when Reyna and Lucia became Radiants, and they probably have a similar form of Radiance. Both of them need life energy to stay alive, which is why Reyna harvests it for them both. Phoenix remembers his experience as he and Mary were hanging out on the rooftops of London after school when First Light started. Later that evening, after dark, Jamie snuck out of the house like he often did. He went to the roof of his old school, and that's when his body reacted to all the Radianite around him. He became a Radiant and gained his fire abilities. Unable to control them yet, he accidentally set his school ablaze. However, he wasn't alone. Mary had followed him and was in the school when the fire raged. The firefighters came and saved them, but Mary still bears a burn scar on her face to this day. Right after First Light, Radiants were seen as monsters and a threat to society. They were all taken away, Phoenix included. He wasn't able to contact his family or friends at all. Eventually, the world figured out what Radianite and Radiants truly were, and the fear of them ceased. Although those who had been taken away slowly came home, Phoenix likely never did, and was recruited straight to VALORANT. Back to the present, the aircraft carrying the team and the now passed away Killjoy finally arrives at Val HQ. Thankfully, Sage is ready and waiting to resurrect Killjoy. Although she was successful, it was costly. We see crystallized Radianite painfully form up Sage's neck and cheek. So this begs Omen's question to Sage again.
Sage, the life you give, do you ever wonder where it's taken from?
I'll be diving into some theories on this at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Although the mission to Toronto was an eventful one to say the least, they were successful in putting tracers onto Atlas soldiers without their notice. The signals converged and showed that their base was in Omega Earth's Mont Saint-Michel, which is a small island off the coast of Normandy, France. VALORANT needed to move before Atlas discovered those tracers. Phoenix, Jet, Astra, Tejo, and Chamber are sent to Omega France, where they find Atlas set up on what we know as the map Corrode. Omega Earth has experienced a ton of climate issues as a result of First Light, and Corrode is no exception. All the water surrounding the island evaporated, which exposed large salt flats. This created the perfect conditions for Radianite supercell storms to form, which causes Radianite salt to whip all over the city, forming those purple crystals. The locals there did the only thing they could to save their town from being corroded away. They mine the crystals, turn them into ingots, and then it undergoes processing until they get refined Radianite salt capsules called Salienite as the final product. Atlas has now swooped in recently to take all the Salienite off their hands. And Jet appropriately says, "Beats me why Atlas would do their Radianite shopping in this wasteland. What are they, big-time champions of local business? I doubt it." While VALORANT searches for answers, Alpha Earth is celebrating the anniversary of First Light with an expo, ending the celebration with a huge event in Paris, France, one that Mary is going to be performing at. The team is concerned that this event could be a target for Atlas or Legion, so Tejo suggests another recruit to join VALORANT, someone else he's worked with in the past. He could be boots on the ground for VALORANT and also act as a bodyguard for Mary during the expo. Brimstone agrees and sends word to Phoenix so he can relax a little bit. Phoenix is worried sick about his sister, and he also needs to show up to her performance. He left her this voicemail after he missed her debut.
Mary, listen. I'm sorry. I wanted to be there. I just couldn't. Something important came up with work. You know I can't control my schedule. I don't know what else to say. Sounds like you crushed it though. Caught some videos online. Your set was fire. Glad you finished your song. I didn't realize, but I hear you, okay? I hear you, loud and clear. I'll be there next time. Promise.
You miss my calls, miss my shows, and you come back with these excuses. You do this all the time, Jamie. For years, I'm sick of it. You should have been there. Every show, every song is important to me now. But this one was extra special. I wanted you there. I told you it meant a lot and you couldn't be bothered to show up. It's like you don't acknowledge what I'm doing is real. It is real. It's happening, Jamie. Everything we dreamed about as kids, it's happening and you are missing it. I don't understand. I don't know my brother anymore. You haven't let me know you and you don't know me. What happened, Jamie? You say you'll be there next time, but you say that a lot. I'm not even supposed to say this, but I've been invited to First Light Expo. They want me and my song at First Light Expo. I can't even. Look, you'll either be there or you won't. And if you're not, I'm done.
If Phoenix can't show up, his already crashing world will go up in flames. The team is slowly finding more answers about what Atlas is up to. Luckily for us, they left their internal email correspondence on the map Corrode for us to read every patch. we discovered that they abducted 2 of the lead scientists that used to work at the Everett Lind facility on the map Fracture, named Oren Mikanev and Ruben Pontes. They took them prisoner to design something called the Mega Spike using their research from Fracture. The normal spike in game is used like a giant vacuum to suck up all the radionite in the area and then send it back to the other Earth. Atlas has now discovered the power of a chemical bond between Alpha Earth's radionite and the selenite from Corrode. With it, they made the Mega Spike, which allows for multi-dimensional position swapping. This will allow them to take an entire area on one Earth and swap it with the same area on the other Earth. In essence, they want to steal an entire city from Alpha Earth. Oren and Ruben know that once they've paid their due to this project by being forced to design and test the Mega Spike, they're going to get killed. So they successfully pulled off a risky escape plan with the help of someone from the inside, and the evidence points to this person potentially being Alpha Chamber. So what's Atlas's target city? It's Alpha Paris. In the words of Atlas, Paris will be ours. Its beauty, every stone, is owed to our world. Atlas most likely wants Alpha Paris because Omega Paris is in ruin as a result of all their climate issues ever since First Light. Valorant's intel showed that Atlas will be attempting this during the first Light Expo, so they send a team of Phoenix, Chamber, Tejo, Waylay, and Clove. Right as the team is close to landing in Paris, they find footage of Atlas already setting up the Mega Spike. Phoenix is freaking out, trying to contact Miri to tell her to stay safe and stick with her bodyguard when, suddenly, Atlas shoots the vulture down out of the sky. It crashes, but thankfully everyone makes it out alive. They make their way on foot to where Atlas has set up the Mega Spike. With all the teamwork that Waylay has drilled into them, they actually fight as a proper team. Phoenix starts defusing the spike when Atlas pulls out a giant rocket launcher and sends it flying towards Phoenix. All seems lost when just as suddenly, Mary's bodyguard, Veto, jumps in front of the rocket while ulted to completely null its effect, allowing Phoenix to get the defuse off. Veto has proved himself to be an incredible asset to the team, and Atlas has been defeated. While Atlas goes back to Omega to lick its wounds, Phoenix gets to see his sister's first Light performance just in time.
Hey sis,
You're actually here.
did you think I'd miss seeing my little sister perform?
The siblings finally reunite and it's beyond sweet to see. The VP now officially welcomes Veto to the team. We discover that Veto lost his arm and eye to an explosion when he was on a mission with Tejo and Waylay. But somewhere along the way, his DNA was mutated by what we think was a radivore octopus. This allowed his eye and arm to regenerate like an octopus can regenerate their tentacles. It also gave him the ability to teleport and his ultimate, which negates all effects of utility toward him and regenerates his health. With the major threats facing Alpha Earth taken care of, Valorant can finally rest for the holidays. Phoenix goes home to see his family, Reyes takes a crew to Brazil for New Year's celebration, Yoru and the gang go to karaoke, and another group heads to a Christmas market in Europe. And that's a wrap for the 2025 lore. What'd you all think? As promised, I'm going to dive into some theories on what is going on with Sage. This is the first time we've seen Sage res in a cinematic. The amount of strength and energy it took her to revive someone is significantly more than the in-game animation shows. All the crystallized radionite that forms on her face indicates that her resurrection ability takes a huge toll on her. Much of her body is covered up by her battle outfit, but it's plausible that the radionite extends beyond just her face and neck. In Omen's voice line with enemy Sage, he says,
A radiant healer is with them. I can feel her pull against the natural balance.
And meanwhile, he says this about Clove.
Their Clove returns from death, yet natural balance is preserved. How is that possible?
Similarly, Sky heals through the life energy from plants, and Reyna heals through the life energy of the Fallen. But something's different about Sage. The natural balance is not preserved. So the life Sage gives must be taken from somewhere. But where? For the first theory, I could see her taking from her own life and giving it to whomever she's rezzing. This would essentially mean that she's shortening her own lifespan, or at least weakening her body. If this is true, then there's a limit on how much and how often Sage can res before she will start to feel the effects, and bringing Killjoy back may have been the start of that breaking point. The only way I could see this affecting the natural balance would be if she's essentially taking life force from the future that hasn't come around yet, so she's depleting it before it's come into existence. Another theory is tied to what Fade said about her in her dossier. Have you forgotten those lessons? Over and over, they taught balance, action, reaction. Do you believe this does not apply to you? That a life saved does not mean a life taken? I don't know the answer. Do you? Or is the thought of it too much? That with every selfless act, your toll keeps climbing? While Fade clearly doesn't know where the life Sage gives comes from, she does ask if in giving life, Sage must take life from another. That for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. My dilemma with this theory is that if it's true, the natural balance should be maintained, considering that it's similar to Reyna's way of healing. So perhaps then Sage is taking the life from people in the future or from an alternate timeline? I'm not sure. The last theory I'll present is that Sage can somehow res by using the life energy within the radianite she manipulates as part of her radiance. Somehow it causes a shift in the natural balance. But let me know which theory you like and others you might have. Ultimately, I'm really hoping we get to see more of Sage's lore in 2026. But do you have any theories on where the lore will go next year? Be sure to let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. God bless. Bye!